I remember the taste of iron and the sound of wolves before I remember my own name. I am Niklaus Mikkelsen, Klaus to those who dared, father to those I could not keep, monster to those who needed a face for their fear. This is how I became what I am, when it happened, why I chose the path I did, and the date that first set me on that road. I was born on 12th of October 976, in a house of wind and wood, where the sea's breath met the cold of the north. My mother wrapped me in wool and old prayers. My father taught me how to stand without flinching. The world I entered was small and cruel and full of bargains made in the dark. Even then I learned that names could be shields or shackles, and I learned to keep both close. My change did not arrive as a single thunderclap. It was a slow unthreading, a mother's desperate magic, a father's rage, a family torn by secrets older than any crown. I was made an original by a spell meant to bind and protect. And later I was broken open again by blood and moon. The night I first felt the wolf inside me was the night I understood the geometry of power, how one shape could contain two violences and how those violences could be harnessed. I remember the first howl that answered mine, the first time my bones remembered a different hunger, and the first time I realized immortality was not mercy but a long, patient war. Why did I become what I am? Or rather, why did I let it become me? Because I could not bear the small cruelties of mortality any longer. I watched my people suffer under kings and priests and the slow rot of promises. I loved and was betrayed. I protected and was punished. I wanted a legacy that would not be erased by time or treachery. Immortality offered me leverage, the chance to shape history rather than be shaped by it. I took it not for vanity alone, but because I believed, fiercely and foolishly, that I could make a world where my family would not be prey. There is a night I return to like a wound, moon low and red, the air thick with the scent of pine and old blood. My mother's hands were trembling as she spoke the words that would bind us to a fate she thought would save us. The spell answered, and in its echo I felt both salvation and sentence. Later, when the wolf rose and the first hybrid blood burned through me, I understood the cost, the loneliness of being both hunted and hunter, the way love could become a weapon and a weakness at once. My birth date reminds me that I was once small, that I once feared the dark for reasons that had nothing to do with power. Centuries have taught me patience, cruelty, tenderness, and the arithmetic of regret. I have built empires and watched them crumble. I have loved and loved again in different skins. Call me villain or savior, father or tyrant. Names are conveniences. What endures is the hunger to protect what I claim, the stubborn loyalty to blood, and the knowledge that every choice I make is measured against the long shadow of what I